Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be continuing with the project from where we had left. Yesterday I'd created I'd created a project, and this will be using to track progress of our application. So that includes the issues, bug tracking, tasks, and also issue to deal with time management. So this is what I'll be using to schedule most of my things. Then I'll be seeing where we have reached. So yesterday we started off with the logic for finalizing the refresh token part, and so what we'll be doing is to work on this. So in the refresh token part, we had built a pre-authorized login required decorator to be able to validate whether user is passing the correct token, and if there's an auth header. So then there's some things here we needed to validate. So one of them is we need to so in here we'll need to get this refresh token and the session ID. Then for this case we'll get the user from the user ID, but what I want to do here is to just adjust our schema so that our tokens have in the token table. So I'll rename this to refresh I'll name this to refresh token. Then I'll have, this should be access token. Then we should have refresh token, which will also be pointing here. Okay, so once you have that, we'll come and go to our login. So this should point to access token. Then we'll also have refresh token pointing to that, so that just delete unused imports there. So then from here I will make sure that once we have the token part, all I'll need is to, where do we refresh? So again, the token ID, the user ID, the token type, and so so how do we drizzle so we need a way db.query.users.find many. Okay, so in the session here, session dot dot query dot what did we have here? So make transaction type safe. So we'll select from login session. So if in this session we'll have a token which so we have user reference and token reference in the session. So this means if you have the two connected, then it should be able to give us the two. So so will you have this transactional context? So I'll need to join. So left join, we need to left join. So we need to left join. Let me see. Let me see. DB Okay, so we'll fetch from login session dot find first. So in here, what will we pass? So we'll include with so we'll include the token, then we'll also have the owner. So columns will be ID, email, and whether the user is active. I need a way to filter the columns. How do you select fields? So we'll take is active. We'll need the ID and the email. Then in the token part, so we'll have this row, we'll have our refresh token. So from here, so we'll have our session. So we'll have a client session. Then where so this will be equal equal so once we get the client session, so then we'll now check if we have no client session, invalid user session. Then now we need to confirm if the refresh token so our DB token will just confirm if it matches the owner. So we check. So if the owner ID and the ID for the user doesn't match, then that means this session is invalid. Again, we'll check if owner is active. If the user is not active, then we invalidate that. Then we'll confirm the refresh. If DB token is not same as the refresh token, then we will have an invalid refresh token. So once you have those all validated, then now we'll need to of course we have the session already, so we have the session. We already have the session. So if everything above is okay, you just need to make sure. So we already verified the access token. Next is to now we need to update the token. So we need to update the token. Await transaction dot update login session set refresh const new tokens. So generate so we'll sign we'll sign a new access token. So this should give us a new access token. Then now, so we'll only need to update. Now we need to update token. Then we set access token to the new token where so in the token here ID true, so that we'll update the token. Then we'll need to just revoke this dot returning const updated token will be that. Then all we need to do is to return the refresh token. So this will point to, then we'll have our access token with our updated token with that. So this should probably do the refresh. So first we get the refresh token, the session ID. We verify if the token is valid and check if it's a refresh token. If all those pass, we get the client session. If we don't get a class session, we throw an error. From the session, we get the token and the owner, who is the user. Then if the user ID does not match the user ID from the token, then we invalidate. Then if the owner is not active, then now we throw an error. If token.refresh is not same as the refresh token, which is from the DB, we need to throw an error. Otherwise, once everything has passed, we now we sign a new access token. Then we update our token in the database. Then that's what we are returning to the user, of which we'll only be changing the refresh the access token and not the refresh token. So this means the refresh token is not even necessary at this point. So let's see how our auth works. So with this auth refresh token, we'll change this to a post request. If we send, so we need to run our backend. Send this request. So get method not allowed because you haven't registered the endpoint yet. So we'll need to propagate this. So we'll go to our API client auth. In the controllers, we have the refresh token. Then we had already created a login required decorator, which we'll be adjusting. So we can apply login required, because you shouldn't be able to refresh a token if you're not logged in. So just to check if your session is valid, what's not. So in here, we'll have users optional so that we don't get any errors. So in the login decorator, login required decorator, once we get the user, we assign to the context. I think we should be able to get the user. So let's go to login. So this will need the refresh token service. So we'll rename this to refresh token, refresh token service. And this will point to refresh token service. Then what will we be passing here? In the refresh token, what do we need? We need the refresh token and the session ID. So with this, so we'll rename this to refresh. So we'll refresh this. So what we need here is this refresh token request body here. For that, let me just delete unused imports, fix auto fixable here. Then in our type we need refresh token request schema, so that will be that's the schema we'll be passing here to make sure that the body contains all the parameters that we need. So then we'll come to our refresh token controller, come to our index, then we can duplicate this dot, we can nest this refresh token. So these, yeah, that will be a post controller, so it will be calling the post method. But let's see if we can get the user, log user what is declared and never used, removed. Okay, so it's clean. Let's see whether this works. So you'll see we have refresh token required. I think I'll need to convert this to underscore refresh underscore token. So that if we send this, it should be pointing to refresh token. So if we come to our body here, make it raw JSON, then now our refresh token will be pointing to so this will be refresh how do we do this? So refresh token, then here we'll have the session ID. So send this request. Okay. X ww file form. Let me see. Okay, let's just go with that. So this will be pointing to our refresh token. Then we'll convert the session ID to lowercase also. This also should be converted to or username. So this should then in the login or so one thing I forgot about in our scripts, so instead of the tokens here, if we log in, let me just send a login request. Okay. So we'll run a migration. We need to adjust this to be nullable because refresh token we didn't have them at the moment initially, so migrate new. So rename, then create that. So we'll check here. Okay. Add refresh token, which is a varchar. In here, we'll migrate deploy. So if we go back to send this, I should be able to get this. So we have the tokens, we have the session. So aside from this tokens, we can get the session. So this, we'll just copy this and have it as session ID session. So that will be pointing to session. So if I send this request again, we should have session in our environment, session ID, and you can see we have it here. It will be a secret. So let's get back to this. So the name will be refresh token. Refresh token. So if I send this request, you'll see we'll need a post here. Send this. So we'll need a session ID, which will be pointing to session ID. I send this, you'll see we get a success message with our access token. So when we get this, this will give us our access token. So we need to update our scripts to use the login. Just copy this login, then come to refresh token to our scripts paste, and we'll get our access token from data. So we'll have our response. We'll just log the response for now. .log response, send. We check our console. We have a response. In the response, we have data, and inside the data we have our access token. So we come back to our scripts. The scripts, we have data, and in the data we have access token. So this is what we'll be setting, and that should be done for the refresh token. So let's confirm. We have our access token ending with GG. So we'll need to refresh and see, send request, then check if token, yeah, it's changed. So if the session expires, then now will completely be logged out. So so we get our user, we have the IP, and there's some things we'll need to remove from the user. So here what we'll need to select, Drizzle select, okay. From users. So I'll take user ID. We can take the username. We can take email, whether the user is active. Then do we really need this? No. So if we can refresh our token, what do we get? We get the ID, username, email, and whether the user is active. So I think that's the necessary data for the session. So for the user, which fields do we have that can be so important? Let's see. Public view structure. We need whether the email is verified. We also need the rest are not that important. So I think now we have a proper session. So we'll refresh. But when it expires, let's just update this and see. JSON npm. So I need to change this to dates. So age is 60, 2 days, 10 hours, 7 days, and numeric value is interpreted as seconds count. If you use a string, be sure to provide the time units, days, hours, etc. Otherwise, millisecond units will be used by default. Not before expressed in seconds, or a string describing a time span. Okay. Let's see. I'll need this to expire in I need the access token to expire in maybe 12 seconds. Then JWT to expire in maybe 20 seconds. So this will be 5. So we have 5 and 5 seconds. This should represent non-numeric, numeric, in seconds. Yeah. So if I now log in, login, so I can get these I get this, then JWT decode, let me see. So as it expired, send JWT expired, refresh, the JWT has expired. Interesting. So that means it's working. What if we log in, get the user? How fast is that? So headers, let's log in again, get users. That's not even, is it? Push it to 30 seconds and 1 minute. Login, then get, okay, so let's see whether we're not even reaching the user. So verify access token. Just confirm when we sign. Sign refresh token. Expires in. Refresh JWT. Ref JWT expires in. Access JWT expires in. Okay. So this looks valid. Let's see. Close all tabs. Login. Get users. Was it that the session has expired yet it's still valid? Let me see. Hmm. When we log in, we need to set this. No. Mm. Is it the time? Creation time is same as expiry time. Mm. Oh. Oh. My bad. So I think I'm the one who is wrong. So this means it's 1 millisecond or 10. So for 5 seconds we need 5,000. Then for access token we'll need let's say maybe 3,000. So then if we log in, so get user, let me see, 5 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. This should be 10 seconds. Then if we log in, there should be a bit of space. Let's confirm. Yeah, there's a difference of 10. Yeah, I think send, get, success, get again, get, expired, refresh, send, JWT expired. So let's push it up a bit, 2 minutes. So we log in, then wait a bit. If I send this, should success, expired, refresh. JWT expired. Oh, okay. So, okay. When you're refreshing token, should you check if you're logged in? Because if you're checking when you're logged in, that means your session has expired and you can't proceed if the token is expired. So I think we'll remove the decorator from there. So it confirmed if the user is there, then I think that will do it for so meaning if the session has expired for the login, it means it also expired for the session refresh. So let's confirm if this now will work. So get the users, refresh, success, get users, yes, and that should be working. Send again, expired. Now if we refresh, still valid. So we'll have to wait for like 2 minutes. Okay. How long is 2 minutes? Send. What time did I put here? 2 minutes. So now session has expired. So I think from here, our refresh token is working as expected, with just few adjustments to be done, but so far everything is working as expected. So let's see, create uh, so we finalized on refresh. So it's our day 10 #2. So our day 10 should be closing issue number 2. So because I'm working with the issues, I think my explanation #2. Finish up the logic on refresh token. So I'll add this, then commit, sync up. So if we check up here, refresh, issue number 2. So from here, I think it should be done. So this issue is done. So if we come back to our app, you'll see that the login is done. Then now we'll push this to in progress. So we'll proceed from here. So in summary, what we've done today is to set up a way by which if we log in, we have an automatic script we have a post response script that will set our, let me see, JS formatter. What has changed? Okay. So we'll get our data, extract the tokens, then also the session. Then we'll set those in our environment and the selected environment that we're having. After getting the response and setting in the environment, if we check here, we have to change this session ID and refresh and access token to secret so that they're not visible to everyone. So if we come back here in the login part, after setting this, they'll be globally available. So we made sure that in the overall folder, we put the authorization here so that others can inherit from this. So that if we go to the users, we'll just put the authorization to inherit from parent, and that will make sure that the auth header is set when we are sending the request. So after the login, we made sure that on our refresh token, we'll let me just format this too. So in this also we get our data, then the access token. The access token is what we get when we set the environment variable, because our refresh token will be determining the duration of the session, and access token will be refreshed frequently to make sure that we don't our session doesn't expire. So once it expires, then it